In this how-to video, I'm going to show you step by step how to break down a chicken. You want your chicken pointed towards you this direction. The back side of the chicken's pointed that way. The front of the chicken is pointed towards me. Then what you're going to do is take your index finger and going to run it down. I want you to feel that bone. This is the breast bone right here. And there's a natural curve on each side. Okay? So what we're going to do is you're going to start midway. Find that bone and cut just to the side of it. Make an incision. Once you make that incision, you're going to push your knife against that bone. So what I'm doing is I'm pushing my knife towards the bone and I'm kind of angling it because I want to scrape the bone all the way down to pull as much meat off the bone as possible. So we're going to run the knife all the way down and we're going to naturally follow that curve all the way down the chicken, just like that. That's going to be your first cut there. Take your finger and kind of peel away. And what we're going to do is we're going to finish still scraping against that bone all the way up and through like that. So now we have separated the breast from the main bone here. You're going to come all the way through. There's going to be a piece of another piece of bone right here. Take your tip of your knife, stab it through, and disconnect it like that. Continue to run your knife down, and I'm pulling away and running my knife all the way down. You're gonna get to here, and there's gonna be a piece of cartilage, and you're gonna slice completely through that cartilage and disconnect. As you'll see right here, that's the cartilage. I cut right through in between. Again, come through here. Still separating. Now, on the thigh, you're gonna take your hand and wrap it underneath. And you're gonna feel for the cartilage. You can actually crack it up and you'll see it snapped here. I'm gonna take my knife and run it right through that area. Break. And now I've just halved the chicken. It's a complete half of a chicken right there. Now we have our halved chicken. What we have is we have our breast, we have our tip, our wing, and then our little drumette here. Also our leg and our thigh are here. So the first cut you're gonna wanna make is we wanna separate the breast from the leg and thigh. So you can see, you can pull it apart and kind of see the natural, where you're naturally gonna cut. So we're gonna come through and just cut that off. Just like that. Separate this. So now we have our breast, we have our drumette, and we have our wing and tip. At first, when you're first starting off, just flip it over, just to get an eyeball of like where your cartilage is. You got cartilage here, you have another piece here, and we're gonna have another piece here. So flip it back over and feel for where that cartilage is. And we're gonna disconnect our drumette from the breast. It's gonna come down like that and disconnect. Now with this piece, where the joint naturally bends, you're gonna cut right here. Right there, cut. And then on this piece, the exact same thing, where the joint naturally bends, you're gonna cut right there. So now you have your wing, you have your tip, and you have your drumette right here. So if you're gonna leave the skin on the breast, what I like to do is I like to kind of fan everything back out, and to go back and just clean it up, you would just take off this excess fat and skin, and you can just kind of give it a nice trim. On the back side, you have what's called the tenderloin. That's this piece right here. Typically we detach those. So you would just pull this flap open and come through and just slice all the way down like that. And that's your tenderloin, chicken tenders. And there's your chicken breast, nice and cleaned, all trimmed up. Okay, so now we have our leg and our thigh. we'll do the same thing just until you get used to it. You want to flip it over and you want to find where the chicken's joint bends and kind of put your finger there so you get an idea where the cartilage is. We'll do it on this side. You're gonna take your knife and you're gonna cut right there. Should cut nice and easy. If you're on the cartilage, it cuts nice and easy. If you're on the bone, it will be a lot harder to cut through. So there's our leg right there. Now with our thigh, we got some extra fat on here we're gonna trim off. Flatten out your skin so you can see exactly what goes where. So this is extra fat. We're just gonna get rid of that. And there you go, you have a nice clean thigh. Once you have your chicken completely broken down, you're gonna be left with the carcass and the spine. This chicken, see how it naturally bends right here? You're gonna take your knife and you're just gonna come at it and you're gonna separate it here. So now you have your spine and your carcass totally separated. These are great for stocks and bone broth. Don't throw this away. Use this for stock and bone broth. Follow the same steps you did on the first half on the second half of the chicken, and you're gonna be left with these cuts right here. 2 breasts, 2 tenderloins, 2 legs, 2 thighs, 2 drumettes, 2 wings, and 2 tips. I hope this video makes your chicken cutting a whole lot easier. I also do recipe videos. Be sure to check out my channel. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe.